Welcome back. It is 1633, and the last one we had Abigail, Priscilla, and Abraham age up into teenagers. We had Margaret and Abigail reconcile. Sophronia is doing her thing, being a awesome grandmother. And then we have Abraham, trying to become part of the guard. And then we also had Solomon get outed by his brother and kind of usurped by his brother. And we're going to see everything that happens. Also, Sokonon got a divorce. Lots of things happened last year. So we only have two birthdays. Well, we'll see who's at Townie, but we only have two birthdays here. So Tabitha Hobart can't get a 4-8 or a 17. She did not. And then Humphrey Dubois the third can't get a 2-6, 11, or 15. Oh my gosh. He did not. Okay, I was a little worried there, to be completely honest with you, because I literally just set him up as Abraham's mentor, and then he's going to die. Okay, it looks like Jane is becoming a young adult today, so that is very exciting. She is ready to get married as soon as Elliot ages up, which is when? Oh, he already did. Okay, well, they could get married. Okay, all right, let's hop into the game. So here we are once again back in our household where we're actually going to spend most of the time today. I know we've been bouncing around a lot, but today we have a lot going on, especially now that all of our kids are teenagers. They can all have their own drama going on, and I think that that should be plenty for us right now. So what we're going to do is just have everyone kind of get up for the morning, get into the right headspace, and then I'm going to show you a new lot actually that I built, because I think that for the next generation we're probably going to be moving out of the residential rental space and have everybody have their own houses and everything. So this is a community lot that just has like a church on it and then a little like community space with all the activities in it. So Margaret is going to come out here, and she actually runs into Solomon. And if you remember, when they were young, Margaret and Solomon and Selah and Bernard, everyone was like really good friends when they were children. And so Margaret, I think she feels bad for Solomon after everything. He's kind of an outcast right now. And I think that she understands how that feels, not only because she has lived so much of her life where she has been, kind of isolated by Ismay, and then also now, she has her scars and stuff that she feels like, self-conscious of and feels like, kind of holds herself back. And so I think that she understands how it is to kind of be away from, where the action is. And so she's going to come and sit with him and play games with him and just like have this really nice, like, small talk, just enjoying, just having a good time, trying not to be too deep about it. And then, of course, over the course of the afternoon, Solomon starts to open up about his feelings, about his issues. He's saying that Elliot is going to be kicking him out. Oh, also baby Martha. So he basically says that Elliot is going to be kicking him out, and that he's given up the house and everything in order to kind of spare Bernard, because like honestly Margaret's not stupid at this point. She knows who his best friend is. And so he basically confesses to Margaret, like I made this deal with Elliot. I'm about to lose everything. I think I'm just going to go off to far away from here and build a nice little cabin, and maybe one day things can be different. But he basically tells her too, like, he wants to have a life with Bernard, but he also wants Bernard to be protected from these rumors and these scandals and everything that's going on. And so he doesn't really know how to do that, how to like have it all in a way. And so Margaret actually is the one to suggest, well, what Bernard needs is a wife. What Bernard needs is a wife who can, have children and who can have a family with him, who also is okay with your relationship with him, who can basically cover for him. And Solomon's like, yeah, but like, who's going to agree to that? And Margaret's like, you know who? I'll agree to that. So Margaret basically offers to marry Bernard and be his beard, and she's going to come and talk to Sophronia about why right now. So she comes home and she's got this plan in mind, and it's really taking shape for her. Like she's really figuring out exactly what she wants. And so she comes to talk to Sophronia, and she's like, look, I'm going to marry Bernard. And Sophronia's like, do you even like really know Bernard? Like, what's going on here? Sophronia is new to town, and she also doesn't really know exactly what's going on. But Margaret feels safe with Sophronia. Sophronia is not going to do anything that hurts the kids. So she basically says to her, like, look, I'm gonna be his beard. I'm going to be a cover for him. And Sophronia is, of course, really sad about that because she wants Margaret to find love. She wants Margaret to be in love, to find love. And Margaret's like, look, Grandma, we both know that's not going to happen. I have like 2 friends, and I have a disfigurement, and there are no guys knocking at the door for me, you know? So she basically tells Sophronia, like, she doesn't have a lot of options, and she wants to get out of the house. She wants to start her own life, her own family, and she is not confident that, you know, anyone would ever fall in love with her. And so she wants to do this so that she can have her own life and her own household and kind of get away. She's like, you know what? A cabin in the woods somewhere further away from all this sounds great. So Margaret, you know, she really does want to get away, and Sophronia is saddened by that, but like she understands because she's been here long enough to know that there are no suitors who come around for Margaret. And it's really hard. And even though she wants Margaret to find love, and she tells her, like, never take that off the table. Like, if one day you find someone that you love, I'm sure that Bernard will let you get a divorce, you know. So Sophronia tells her to just keep it on the table. Sorry, the dog found a bone, and of course, like, cannot stop from dropping it all over the floor. But yeah, so that's basically what happens. That's Margaret's plan now. Margaret is like, she's like, I'm going to convince Bernard that this is a good idea. So she is going to come and try and convince Bernard that she should marry him. And then he'll be, you know, there'll be no speculation about him. They can move out to the woods. Solomon can live with them. And nobody will know because they're kind of far away from society. So, of course, you know, after Margaret was spotted with Solomon hanging out, someone tells Sella, who runs over and kind of is very angry at Margaret. She's like, you're supposed to be my best friend. How could you do this? How could you be friendly with my ex-fiance? Blah, blah, blah. And so Sella is so mad. She is so mad at Margaret about this. She is like, you're not a good friend. How could you do this? And Margaret's like, look, Solomon's a nice person. Like, I get it. This was really crappy what he did to you. That wasn't fair. But, like, you're going a little overboard. And Scylla is like, no, I'm not. Like, you shouldn't be friends with him. Nobody should be friends with him. And Margaret's like, look, you can call me a bad friend all you want, but you haven't been around lately. Like, you haven't been around. I literally caught on fire, and you have not been around. So don't tell me what a good friend is. It is not. And Margaret, like, is basically saying to Sella, you can't decide who I'm friends with. You can't decide what I do. And so they argue about it. They're really getting into red friendship territory here. And, you know, it's just a really sad thing for Margaret because she really did consider Scylla such a good friend for her. Even though Scylla has, like, not really ever been a good friend. She's always been wrapped up in her own drama. But, like, Margaret didn't really have anyone else. And so that is really sad for her because, like, she understands that Scylla is hurt by Solomon, but, like, she's like, come on. So, of course, Muriel decides to sit down and involve herself in the conversation and be like, you know, on Scylla's side. Be like, yeah, Margaret, don't you know, like, you can't hang out with people like that, like social outcasts. Like, you're going to ruin your reputation. You're going to ruin your family's reputation. How could you do this to Scylla? And Margaret's like, back off, Muriel. You have nothing to do with this, and you're just being a jerk. You know, Muriel is always looking for an opportunity to be a jerk and to cause problems for people. She is evil, after all. So she is causing problems for Margaret, you know, and then, of course, Sophronia comes over. Scylla has stormed out. Sophronia comes over, and she's like, girls, please. Oh, no, Stella's back. But yeah, she's just like, girls, please stop. And Muriel leaves because she's like, you're never on my side. And then she runs away. So Sophronia is like, girls, look, you're friends. Like, you've been friends for a long time. Like, don't let this happen over a boy, right? So that is what's going on there. And then we're going to come to church and basically talk about some of the other siblings now. So the first one we're going to talk about is Abraham, actually. Why are you just playing with this bone right underneath my chair? Like, she's using my chair to, like, push the bone up against. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Anyway, so Abraham, total flirt. All the ladies love Abraham, especially now that Humphrey is kind of sponsoring him. He's, like, getting a good position in the guard. He has a bright future ahead of him. Definitely the ladies are interested. So he is flirting with everyone. He is really enjoying it. And he is especially kind of flirting with Aquina over here. He thinks she's really pretty. Of course she is. And he is really, excited by that. He's loving the attention from all of the ladies. But for some reason my game is kind of glitching and it's like not working super well. I don't really know why it's doing that. I don't really like it, but that's okay. So he is basically just going to be a flirty flirt because, he knows he's the big man around. Everybody likes him. Everybody loves him. And everybody wants to be around him. And he loves that. So that is what's going on there. And my game is glitching. Like everyone's just standing there. I'm telling them to do stuff, but they're not really doing it. It's kind of weird. Like he's just sitting there. They're just sitting there doing their normal like breathing. Anyway, also we're going to talk a little bit about Priscilla over here, who is lovely. And on the flip side of that, a lot of the guys in town are really interested in Priscilla, especially because she is, so lovely, so beautiful, and so, she's proper, everything she has going for her. She would make an excellent wife, based on this society's standards. And so she definitely is getting a lot of attention from the guys. But of course, Muriel is right there, kind of making snarky comments, kind of causing problems, and making it so that, the guys have trouble getting close to Priscilla. So that is that. And then we're actually going to head over and we're going to move Solomon out, although someone moved into the little cabin I made. Well, I didn't make it. I edited it. I think it's from Devin Bumpkin, and then I just kind of tweaked it a little bit to suit our purposes. But yeah, so we're going to move him out to over there. And then Jane is going to move in. And now Jane and Elliot are going to get married. Now, regardless of Elliot being a trash person, I think that him and Jane are an excellent couple. They really love each other. They got close really quickly, and they're very excited for their married life together. They are just really so excited about the future. She loves the outdoors. She is excited to kind of run her own household, run her own garden, change her life in that way. So she is very excited by that. She really wants to, become a mother and be a wife and get everything that she has going for her. But I am just trying to get through the night a little bit so that we can get everybody over for the wedding, of course. So let's call people over for the wedding. So they're just going to get married in the church, of course. And we are going to marry them off. And he has 7 baby rolls. I'm not rolling like from now on, I don't think, for baby rolls, but since we already rolled for him and since she doesn't have baby rolls of her own, we can go with that for them so they can have the 7. So they will have that. And here they go, getting married with his hat, his very nice hat there that he has. That I have not been checking the Sims for extra accessories or stuff. I honestly wish that when a Sim like auto-generated that they did so without any accessories on, because it's always just such a mess. I don't like it. But anyway, we are going to have them get married. Have them enjoying their time together and their lovely life together. What else? I mean, that's really it. We're in the nice part of the video where everybody's just having a good time. They're having food. They're enjoying the wedding. Everything is going well. Everyone is feeling good. Everyone is happy and enjoying. So, I mean, obviously Margaret is kind of seated at this table with Sophronia, who is wearing something really weird. But like that is not the outfit I put you in, Sophronia. But yeah, so like, we've got everybody just hanging out, having a good time, and poor Margaret out in the rain sitting by herself. Oh my gosh. But that is just the way that it is. And everyone is having a lovely day, enjoying the happiness of the couple and all of that shenanigans. Then we are going to have them try for a baby. And for some reason, Gracia is like here. She's here and she's stuck on the bed. She's stuck. She will not move. And I don't know what to do about that. I'm like, okay, girl, like you gotta move out of the way. But she's not. She's not moving. So she's just gonna be there while they, And then we are going to add everybody to the tree. Finally, the Phelps family gets on the tree. Very exciting for them. Now I can actually put their pictures on the tree. And also, I'm not going to put Jane's on just yet because we're already going to get a new picture of her, but we're going to update her here. Her birthday is a little bit after Elliot's, so that is just fine. And then they do have 7 baby tries. Very exciting. We're going to add everything together here. I like them as a couple. I don't know why. Like, Elliot is awful, and now the dog is barking at probably a dog walking by the house, and that's what she does. She just barks and barks and barks, and I really don't know if anybody trains dogs because she needs training, this girl. But anyway, so I don't know why I like them as a couple. I just do. I just feel like it's sweet. Like Jane deserves someone who's like really into her. Elliot's super into her. He really liked her. Liked her enough to kind of steal her away. So he wanted that. And still barking. Okay, so then we're going to check out some of the birthdays. Let's talk about birthdays for this year. There's only 3, and one of them because a baby was born. So we have Tabitha Hobart, who became a toddler, Jane Phelps, who's now Jane Waldrick, is a young adult, and then Martha Hobart was born and became an infant. So not a lot of birthdays this year compared to last year, which had so many birthdays. I don't know what we're looking at for next year, to be honest. Let me see. Next year we have Christina, Peter, Demita. Yeah, no one that we really. Oh, sorry, no, I'm two years ahead. Sorry. Dakota, Zebediah, Martha. Okay, so yeah, nobody of particular interest to us currently. Anyway, that is where we're going to wrap up because she won't stop barking, and I don't want you guys to have to listen to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and I will catch you in the next one.